Hey, hello, hi. My name is Andrew Chiles, and this is Mira May.
Hi, everyone.
Today we have Pheonix Black, Makayala Couture, as well as Stony Mac from Call Me Mother.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, last week we had to say goodbye to Pheonix Black.
Oh.
Sabotage.
Pheonix, how are you feeling? What's the feeling like been since the episode aired for you? Have you gotten love, hate?
I've gotten so much love since my elimination. Like, I was very upset just looking at myself like on the screen. I'm like, oh my god, that is me eliminated on a roasting challenge. But I gotten so much love and support from my friends, my family, and it's been amazing.
And also, you just posted your look from this week. That Squidward look, I absolutely love. That is so camp.
I'm like, the way I'm gonna eat this runway this week, they eliminated me so soon. I'm like, no, I wanted to show my Squidward look.
I feel like every week though, a person gets eliminated, and then the next week they have like such a fantastic look, and I'm like, oh, we were fully robbed. Yeah. I'm seeing that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Also, talk about the campery of having Latch doing a lobster, you doing a squid. Earlier this season, we had Stony being a lobster. There's lots of nautical fishy. Ooh, not that term. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Ooh, not that term.
Don't let the white gays hear you.
It'll come for you.
But speaking of unfortunately getting eliminated from the show, we've got Stony Mac, who I'm so excited to meet. I feel like you're someone I really wanted to see so much more of because your drag is so cool. What has your life been like since being on the show, getting eliminated from the show? What's it been like?
And also being eliminated on your birthday. Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that, but I got eliminated the day before my birthday. So that was a little rough, but it's cool. It's fine.
Sorry, that episode we had Miss Shady eliminated on the day that her birthday was, the day that the episode aired was her birthday, and then the day that it was filmed was when your birthday was. Like, what? It's cursed. That week was cursed.
Yeah, truly.
It is cursed.
Like, come on, CMM. Like, get better timing. This is great. This is bad.
No, it's for the gag. It was for the gag, you know?
It was for the gag, exactly. There have been so many opportunities that have come out of this show. Even if I can't travel around right now because I'm in internship with my non-drag life, so I can't leave my city. But I've been doing so many interviews and I've had so many opportunities to like help people out with like assignments and university from different provinces and like talk to different families and like kids and all of this, just a whole bunch of stuff. It's been cool.
Oh my gosh, imagine being like, I have this assignment and I need something fun about it. And then you're like, I need a non-binary drag thing. Like, that's what I need for this.
That's literally what it's been.
That's so iconic.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll help out anyone with anything. I don't care.
Yeah.
Now, Makayala, you started on another TV show where you were very famously known for getting into the House of Couture, and now you're here onto Call Me Mother, representing yourself. How does it feel to go from the two different kinds of shows and back and forth?
It's definitely interesting. I will say that there's the Call Me Mother world and like the Drag Race world are like two different worlds. And with me being on this season, it kind of like blended the two. So like we got this like email saying like, you know, the first episode, got like 10 times as more viewership than last season did, like practically all together. And like, just knowing that there's so much different like support that's coming out, it's just been really nice seeing how many people believe in me and trust that, you know, we're bringing it home to the Coutures. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I think one of the biggest benefits to that too is that for the first time ever, OutTV actually released the full episode onto their YouTube channel, allowing it availability for everybody to be able to watch, and then kind of like a nice little teaser to be like, hey, come check out Call Me Mother.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely like allowed so many more people to see the episode, especially because it isn't available in certain countries. So it really was like a huge moment for everyone everywhere.
Yeah. I think what's iconic too is like seeing all these like mainly drag race creators now covering Call Me Mother.
Yes.
Because you have like Jack Fed who's doing full-on reviews that are getting like 10K views on them on YouTube. And I'm just like, my little heart goes like, woo, because I'm like, all my friends are getting all this like recognition and stuff. Because like y'all have been like so incredible this season. And I'm just like such a huge fan, and especially getting to chat with everyone every week. I feel like I'm becoming friends with all the contestants. So like every time I see anyone talk about Call Me Mother, I'm like, I love them so much. I'm so happy for them.
And you're totally right. Like we are seeing so much more review shows. I mean, granted, we are one ourselves, but like I've seen the tea, the cup, whatever the hell that they do with that paper fan over there. There's been a lot more coverage onto this season specifically, and I'm just very proud to see all of you all succeed. We find out for the Drag Vantage Challenge this week that it is a 15-minute sewing challenge that is presented by Lucinda and Zaddy. Now, Makayala, since you were there, can you please tell me, was that actually 15 minutes or was that like 15 minutes?
It was actually 15 minutes, and it was the worst 15 minutes of my life. I kid you not. They didn't show it. And you know what? They keep doing this to me, and I need to speak to someone. But they literally, like, my sewing machine broke within the first 30 seconds of me using it. And because we all had our own individual ones, they were like, it's okay, you have at least like one kind of stitch going through it, so like the rest can be hot glue. But like, I literally was just like, there's nowhere to go from here, which is why I literally was just like in a potato sack. And I was like, yeah, sure, this is something King Chella would wear.
Hey, that is camp. Yeah, I actually thought that this was kind of like a TV magic moment where they said that it was 15 minutes, but realistically they gave you at least half an hour. Because there was a few moments where like Lucinda's actually there, like feeding the needle for people and teaching them. So I thought that there was like actually time.
No, it was like literally 15 minutes. It was like quite scary, and I do not know how Jessie and Pepper turned out the looks they turned, because like that was insane.
Literally. Stony, Pheonix, do either of you sew? Do you feel like you could have like done something with the 15 minutes?
Girl, this was the challenge I thought I could have like won, because I don't know why they do this. I get eliminated and they put a sewing challenge after I get eliminated. I'm like, girl, oh, come on. Yeah. I didn't win any mini challenges or any big challenges. I'm like, I gotta win something. But I think I would have slayed this. I think so.
Period.
I thought period.
Good on you. Yeah, like I definitely sew. I definitely don't like slay the sewing machine. I probably would have ended up getting really mad and like kicked it over and ran away. But I do something.
Yeah. I would have gone in and been like, I'm gonna give them an entire like Raja O'Hara couture like gown in a minute kind of thing. Yeah. And then I would have ended up like with a literal like La Ree like bag ball look by the end of it.
La Ree. Oh my god.
It's okay. You could just say the Makayala Couture black dress, which is coming to stores soon.
The Makayala Couture black dress. Yeah, from the House of Couture. The Makayala Couture black dress.
The House of Couture.
So in this 15-minute sewing challenge, Jessie was wearing this wonderful dress with the pink and green train. And if this was, like you said, 15 minutes, I agree. How the hell did they do this? We had Pepper wearing a champagne and teal gown. It was beautiful. Then we had Makayala as her widow King Chella look. We love the baby doll dress because, you know.
Yeah, Makayala was in mourning of something.
We had Justin with the androgynous vest because you get a vest. You get a vest. Weeby was the ghost of fashion future in the pink tartan eleganza.
You know what? Weeby had a good idea there, because if I just continued throwing a bunch of shit on it, then I probably would have made it to like, you know, somewhat of like a good spot. But like, I don't know. I don't know what these people were thinking. I literally sat there and was like, what the fuck do you want me to do with a hot glue gun? What is happening here? What's going on?
The hot glue gun girls. The hot glue gun girls from Toronto. They always succeed.
And then lastly, we have Je ne sais pas as the 1986, very specific, rodeo.
She looked cute, but I feel like this is just something Jenna would wear to like walk around like out of drag.
Very.
Like this looked like every other one of her mothership like out of drag looks she's worn.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not.
So we have our winner, who is actually Pepper, and Penelope, the sewing company, is actually giving her a Penelope sewing machine for free. Hopefully it's not the one that Makayala had, because that one's broken and busted.
You know what? And just thinking about it, the reason why they probably didn't put it in there is because they didn't want people to think that the sewing machines were bad. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This is an actual TV show, so now I can spill the tea.
They were actually really bad.
We'll keep it out of the edited version.
Oh.
We get to the showcase challenge, and we find out that this is teams, not houses. It is the film duet challenge, which was kind of known from last season too. Apparently this is going to be a continual thing for Call Me Mother based off the way that they worded it, as it's like the annual, the inaugural, whatever the hell. And so we bring out Dallas's ball bag yet again and find out which team is going to get assigned to which team. We have the blue team with Libby and Jessie. We had the orange team with Pepper and Jenna. And lastly, we had the pink team with Makayala and Justin.
Well, Makayala, I'm wondering, because obviously you got paired up with someone from your own house. Was there anyone you're like, oh, I really wanted to, or you were hoping for when you were picking balls?
I was kind of hoping to work with Pepper, just because on set, I feel like she was one of the people who was there that was left that I feel like I probably vibed with the most. And it was interesting, like in a way, in my head, I was kind of like hoping they would rig it in some way so that I would like end up with someone new. Not that I didn't want to work with Justin, it was just like, I would have preferred to been able to have more conversations and get to know another artist rather than someone I've already been working with for like days now.
I thought that they would have really assigned like the House of Harmony with one of everybody else, because they are half the cast, like they said. So there's 3 people. Yeah. All you have to do is assign 1 glass, 2 dual sets to them, and everybody has somebody new.
And you have Pepper, so you could have just been like, hey, Pepper, you won the Drag Vantage, so you win the option to pair off everyone, but no one from your house can be paired together. And then you like fix it right there, then and there, right? So.
However, Pepper did win the challenge, and all she gets to do is choose which film gets to go to which partner. So she and Jenna got to choose that they are going to choose the wasp woman for themselves. They choose that Makayala and Justin are getting the teenagers from outer space, and that Jessie and Weeby get Plan 9 from outer space.
Pheonix and Stony, were there any movies you were watching that you're like, I want that one, when they were giving us the rundown? Work. They're like, none of that.
I gotta be honest, I'm not the most cultured in like movies, so I really didn't know them.
Not the most cultured.
Neither did any of us.
Yeah,
I would go with like
Pepper knew all 3 of the movies, and we all stood there like, what the heck is this?
Pepper is like literally the most interesting person ever, because she's not that old that she like knows all the old-timey movies.
Right?
But she just knows random shit. Like she always just knows the most random, obscure shit. Like every time I've had a conversation with her, she brings up something. I'm like, how do you know that? Like how? She's like, oh yeah, don't you, girl? Like, I'm like, no.
I'm gonna go with like any like silent movies. Like I don't need to talk or anything. I'll just like act the fool and everything. So anything that is silent, I'm good.
We get to the runway, and it is me and my show. Now, I was allegedly told that you were allegedly allowed to allegedly be creative, and therefore an alleged look from this alleged week isn't allegedly the best, and they allegedly know this. And I was allegedly sent the brief that you could allegedly be creative. And so we're just going to let that preface.
You're so confusing right now.
Weeby wanted me to let them know that you can be a creative motherfucker.
Weeby's lying only because they were put in the bottom. No.
That's the TikTok, actually,
I
right
don't know
there.
what the hell you're talking about. I think it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I read the brief,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna. I mean, I read the alleged brief that I was allegedly sent. And yeah, I agree. It was very clear. Create a character from a show you know, and just drag it up.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
maybe Weeby wanted to be a plant.
19 plants and counting, though.
You know what?
Girl.
I actually liked the outfit. I didn't like it for the category, but I was thinking if they wanted to do a 19 plants and counting kind of situation, I think it would have been so fucking sick if she did like almost like Mother Nature giving birth and she just had plants coming out of her stomach. Like that looks so fucking cool. It's stupid and I probably wouldn't get it right off the bat, but I think that would be such a cool idea.
This was okay, but this is such a fun runway prompt. I feel like they're kind of I'm living for the runway prompts this season.
Yeah, they are much better than the ones that they've had in the previous seasons, I will happily admit.
Yeah, and with as many of the seasons of the other show that we're getting now, where all the runway prompts are pretty much just like swirls or like pink on the runway or like best drag. I'm like so excited that we have some like interesting runway prompts for once, like literally.
The House of Glass starts off, and Jessie Precious wears her Pokemon trainer outfit. And honestly, I'm surprised that they allowed Farron to say Pokemon. I thought that was going to be copywritten so much. I'm like, you literally told her to be like, I'm going to use my Psychic and my Shadow Ball. She used everything but the word Pokemon. And then Farron's like, so Pokemon, right?
I was actually really confused about that because they kept telling me I couldn't use the word Furby for my runway last week. And so when I was watching it, I was like, wait, what the heck? Could I have just said Furby this whole time?
I thought that Jessie's like Psychic Shadow. I don't know what kind of Pokemon trainer this was.
Yeah, she's in green and she's like, I'm using a Shadow Ball. I'm like, you're a grass type right now, honey. Thank you.
I wish that it could have been a little bit more close to something that we know from like the Pokemon franchise. However, I can totally see this character that she's created being a Pokemon trainer.
As far as like the prompt goes, I feel like it makes total sense. Like it fits pretty well.
Newfoundland just said she was a Gardevoir on the runway, and yeah, okay, great. That makes so much sense.
A lot more sense.
She's like a specific Pokemon.
And they do use Shadow Balls. Okay.
She does. Wow. Okay, cool. So we're the losers.
Yeah, we're the dumb.
Yeah, I claim to be a nerd, and apparently I'm not. So that's great.
I thought she did well. I did agree with some of the judges. Like I thought it would have been great if it was a little bit elevated. Ever since like from the runway that she did last week was amazing. This week she did okay, but it could have been elevated. But I thought it was well done.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely like a really cute look. I don't know Pokemon. I'm uncultured. And so when she first came out, I was just like, what am I looking at? And then she started kind of explaining it, and I was like, oh, Pokemon. Okay, I don't think I can have an opinion on this because I have no clue what you're trying to be. You look cute.
Doesn't know Pokemon, doesn't know old time movies.
I'm uncultured. What can I say?
So we get to that House of Harmony, and we have Je ne sais pas as she is lost in space as Jenny Zucchini. My boyfriend said that she looks like Joan Rivers in that wig, and I lost it. I fucking lost it, and now I just can't unsee it.
Oh God.
I see it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
You right?
I don't think I'm gonna be able to look at her and not see Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
She's been reincarnated. Oh my god.
I wonder if Joan Rivers would like this outfit though.
No, the fashion police said no.
Yeah, fashion police said
No.
I feel like Jenna always has a really good concept. It's just sometimes the execution isn't the best. So there was like some things where I just was like, like it's cute. I like the idea, but I wouldn't wear it.
I thought the outfit was really good. It was just, this is that by that point, I think it had been the third time we've seen some sort of like intergalactic, like space related outfit. And like, I literally, the second I seen her put it on, I said that right away in my head. And of course it was like a note from the judges, because I was like, yeah, I seen that coming. Like, it was just, there isn't much, like the episodes do go pretty quickly. And so like, you have to kind of like change. If you want to repeat something, you need to make sure that you repeat it like really far away from one another, because they were just too close to be like, oh, I haven't seen this before, or this is new and innovative.
Yeah.
But I'm obsessed with it. I really liked it.
I love the outfit. The shorts with like the hoop around the cuff. It looked amazing and great. I just didn't like the shoe.
Agreed. I was gonna say the boots. I didn't like the boots. Next up, we have Weeby, and she is the 19 plants and counting. And as we kind of touched on earlier, I did like this look. It does not necessarily fit the theme. I really do like the wet hair on Weeby. It's definitely a big change, especially from going from like Christmas pageant Weeby to this Weeby. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. I really liked the outfit. I loved the like detailing on the shoulder down, like the weaving or whatever it was. That was really, really cool. And I saw it actually on her like Instagram stories first, because I didn't watch the episode and I was just watching through Weeby's like rants that she does on Instagram. And I was like, oh, that's a cute outfit. I wonder if that's from this week, like if that's from the episode. And then it was. And so I was like, work.
I like the leaves.
I like the leaves.
These are, you know,
We were rooting for you.
Rooting for you. What I did enjoy was that it was giving a little gender flap, which we haven't seen. Like Weeby does kind of almost tilt into that world a little, but like it felt like she kind of fell back into that world in like a really good way. And it was giving me like dearly departed Stony Man vibes.
Oh. Last up for the House of Harmony, we have Pepper doing a Bitcherton look. And now, when I read the category prompts to this, allegedly, this is exactly what I thought of. This, like, Bridgerton, Bitcherton, make it, like, a completely something different. And the way that she even described it with, like, the whole colorblind casting, like, we really do love to see that, especially being brought up in today's day and age. So, the props to you, mama. And she looked gorgeous again. God damn it.
She looked so good. Oh my god, she's so pretty.
I was so obsessed with this on set. It looked so good. I think the only thing I'd probably change, which is like one of the notes was already said by the judges, which is like the fan, that I definitely agree with, should have been bigger.
Yes.
I also think that her hair could have been not necessarily bigger, but like something about it needed a bit more styling. Like it almost felt like she took a wig and then just like threw a clip in it. Like I almost wish it was like more styled in some sort of way. I don't know exactly what I'm thinking of, but like, yeah.
I thought it looked amazing. Like her makeup is like minimal, but it was very beautiful, and I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
For the House of Dual set, we have Makayala wearing the Canadian Horror Story as Miss Lady Gaga, as well as Justin as the Ringmaster from American Horror Story also. This is camp. This is great. Both of you did everything fantastically. The fact that you got a 29, I'm also like, what?
No comment. There's a lot of things I'd like to say, but I know I shouldn't. So I'll just say, watching the show now, and some of the things that, like, some of the things that they said about my runway and how they also scored some of my runways, as well as challenges, have been really interesting to see. And I agree with myself to this day that, like, I feel like every single time I stepped on that runway, I was robbed really hard. Not that I needed a win, but like, I feel like I was always placed like really weirdly. And there was no like actual reasoning behind it, but it happened, it's filmed, so we move on.
Yeah, I thought based on the scores of what Makayala received, I completely like disagree. I was like, what? That did not make sense at all. And there was like other people who got like higher scores, which was interesting. So yeah.
it really makes me think about like what they were basing it off of too. Cause like, I'm assuming you probably all went up and like talked to all the individual judges like they did when we all went up. When I don't know, I was only there for like one of the runways. So was there things that happened while you were like talking to them that gave them
after episode 2, we could no longer speak to the judges. So essentially, I don't know if someone has already said this on the show, but after we do our runways as a house, we literally stand in front of the judges up close with no cameras recording. And they kind of just like look you up and down, look at your outfit. And during the second episode, we would be able to talk about our outfits so that they can get an explanation as to what we're trying to give. Whereas after that, because they didn't want us to talk to them at all, we had to write, like they would have one of the PAs come to our door when we were still in our hotels and would literally make us like write out this whole explanation of what our runway is. And then that was sent to the judges. So I had like a whole thing that was said. I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was basically explaining like, this is based off of American Horror Story, Gaga the Countess, like I'm just reimagining it in my own style.
That seems like so many extra steps just to communicate something you could do on the runway for the camera really, really quickly. Like I really do. I love them and I hate them all at the same time because they want to make sure that they're not Drag Race as much as possible, but they're not going about it in the best way possible. I feel like Drag Race didn't make up drama or, you know, make up talking to judges or like the format of Drag Race was not formulated from Drag Race. It's by different competition shows put together in which they created their own thing. And so with Call Me Mother trying to stay away from like their formatting, they're changing it into this like weird thing that just like doesn't really help them or us. Like it was kind of daunting being there at times because it really, I don't know, Pheonix and Stony Mac, like I don't know how you guys feel, but there were times where it just like was not the best environment. Interesting.
I have heard a lot of the same similar things from season 1. There is a reason why someone went home last year, and it's more than just what was shown on TV.
Very close to why I almost left during Amara's elimination, which is a whole other story.
The fact that they did not air that, it was spicy. Yeah. And unlike Drag Race UK specifically, the look is 50% of the mark here.
Someone call Starlet, damn. Someone call Starlet, she could win something finally.
Justin's look as the ringmaster was so good.
I do need to just say, Michaela's look was so good. And bitch, your mug and hair and the blood,
Thank you.
Took my breath away. Like every time you walk on the runway, the mug, every single time, I'm like, ugh. Like you and Amara are two people I could just watch you like be existing. Like it's
Thank you.
Yes. And like the comments they made about the dress, like I get to an extent, like, oh, like I wish that it hit the ground and stuff. But at the same time, like, and I've been saying this all season, this isn't Drag Race. Like I don't think the show should be expecting perfection from you guys, because the whole premise of the show is having a mentor and having a style team, like the salon team, there to help you grow as artists. So it's just like weird that they would have these like critiques that so negatively affect your score when it's like, oh, hey, like the outfit's really beautiful. If it hit the ground, it'd be better. Here's a 7. What? Like that doesn't make sense to me.
I will like to say, and this did make the cut and I'm glad it did. And I really want people to like pay attention to this. And I don't know if it was purposely, I don't know what it was, but they would constantly tell me, you're losing confidence. And I'm like, I'm a very confident person. I'm really happy with myself. I'm good with myself. I know exactly where I am. And like Crystal said in this specific episode, she was like, something, your dress, just remember to have confidence. And I was like, what the fuck does my dress have to do with having confidence? Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole.
They said we need to make a storyline, or maybe they didn't. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, Justin looked really good.
Yeah, Justin looked great as the ring master. I would kind of agree with what Landon Sider said, is that they need to like work a little bit behind the eyes and like being sexy with their eyes and kind of like smizing. I would say that is literally my only critique to what Justin brought to this runway. And so, bravo.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with this look. The detail in it, oh my God, I wish you guys would be able to see it in person. Like every last like piece of the outfit to the facial hair, obsessed. I was so in love with this.
I think one of the things that I liked is that they kind of took some like look-isms from Landon, like the sharp lining here, and like how Landon even has their like jaw like literally cut. I could see a little bit of that in what Justin was presenting, and I really do think that that's what helped elevate it a lot higher than what it could have been.
And the big hat.
And the big hat.
The big hat.
Yeah. Big hat.
So we get to the scoring, and we find out that the scoring this week is individual. Starting from highest to lowest, we have Pepper at 36 out of 40 points. We have Justin at 38 out of 40 points, followed up by Pepper with 36 out of 40 points. Coming up next, we have Îyâxe Nakoda with 32 out of 40. And then we get down to Jenna at 30. We get Weeby at 28 and Makayala at 29. These were all scores.
They were,
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of interesting because I think certain people were scored higher than I would have scored them, or maybe should have been scored, and certain people were scored lower than they should have been scored, right?
Yeah, like this should not have been the first 10 on the runway. I'm glad that we finally got a 10 and 2 for a matter of fact. However, they really did like separate the two teams essentially. Like you're either in the top or you are in the bottom. There is no like leeway at all.
Yeah. It was there were some choices made, and I don't know what goes through the judges' heads or their headsets, but you know.
But Weeby deserves to be in the bottom, so.
Yeah, but fuck Weeby.
Weeby deserves to go home.
Yeah, Weeby's my least favorite on the show. I don't think they're attractive whatsoever.
They could have gone home last week instead of me.
Someone sent this to Weeby too.
I'm kidding.
They did not meet the brief.
And I don't like plants.
Allegedly.
Or nature.
Fuck nature.
There we go. Yeah.
Fuck nature.
Who needs her? Yeah. I'm gonna go fight a tree later.
For the showcase this week, we have to do the film duet, and we start off with Jessie and Weeby, and they are doing Plan 9 from Outer Space. Is that what this is called? Yeah, Plan 9 from Outer Space. And I like that they did this international sex educator route, especially from what we've seen from last year. Last season, it was very much recreate the scene in real life. This year, it was very much create a story to tell. And I like that that was a huge flip from last year. And this international sex educator aspect to this and like interacting with the movie, I really, really enjoyed. Especially when we find out that all white men are safe. Glad finally someone's talking about it.
Yeah.
White men are safe.
White man rights. I think the women I talked to at work today would be really happy about that. Someone should send her the clip, you know? I thought they were the strongest. I'll just say it up front. They were really, really funny.
Yeah.
Like the entire time I was cracking up. And I think it was just the characters. Like, I don't even know if the jokes were that great, but the characters were just so spot on that I was like, I love every minute of this. I ate it up.
And they were a little fast, but still a really good performance all through. What do you all think?
I don't think I've actually gotten like a moment to like properly sit down and watch it. Like, watch it. But based off of the critiques I heard, not from the edit and specifically from like being there, from my understanding, it was like mediocre. It wasn't. I don't know. Like, I don't know what you watched because I wasn't. I was with Valerie Hunt and we were having a good old conversation. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to rewatch it back. For me, when I did see whatever I did see, the accents were really fucking me over and I could not understand what was happening for a little bit. But I think that they had a really good concept.
I would say this group might be the weakest for me. Some of the jokes weren't there, but like, you know, it was over the top, but like what Makayala said, like the accents kind of threw me off and I didn't like understanding what the jokes were. But yeah, period.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. Like, I thought it was fun. I definitely agree. The accents made it hard. I had subtitles on, so that made it a lot easier. But I feel like if I didn't, I probably wouldn't have understood quite what was happening.
Okay, I had to go through like a good day or two. I think it was 2 days that we had to rehearse and like literally hearing, because like Weeby's just a loud person and we had to get through that. But like Weeby was just like yelling the whole time. So I had to deal with the annoying accents for like a good day or two. So I think I'm fine now. I think yeah, let's leave it in the past.
There might be some salt with it. It might be a little triggering, but you know what? Next time Makayala sees like an Australian person, she like accidentally punches them in the face.
That it would be on purpose. It's on
The next up team we have is Pepper and Jenna doing the Wasp Woman, and they're doing this nurse / orange slice / wasp attraction thing that I don't understand myself. I actually, watching it back the second time, I fully forgot that Jenna was in a nurse outfit. All I remember her is her as an orange slice. That's literally all I remember.
The orange, yeah.
If I'm not wrong, what they were doing was literally just reenacting the whole thing with 2 people. If I could be completely wrong, but like they also did it in silence, which for me made it very weird.
Yes.
I really like the outfits, the outfit ideas that they gave to the salon team. Those outfits came out lovely, but that's only half the work that they didn't do. So for me, it was just like, it was okay. I didn't love it, but it wasn't awful.
I thought it was good. I really liked the silent aspect of it. They would have, you know, they showed a lot of like movement from like Pepper. But with that being like the silent, like I think Jenna could have brought it a bit more energy to it. But other than that, like I thought Pepper like did fabulous.
Pepper did so amazing, amazing.
Yeah, I think that doing it in like silently is such a bold choice because that then like means you have to put so much more effort and characterization into yourself, and that's difficult to do, especially since they like chose that one themselves. So.
The last team that we have is Makayala and Justin, and they are doing Teenagers from Outer Space. Makayala is doing the Makayala Winfrey Show, and this was really camp. I love the idea that both of you had by taking this into like an interview aspect. I mean, obviously we love an interview here, but I like that you took it into an interview aspect with the host, and then the fact that you flipped it on the head by like showing the lobster's perspective. I thought that was like really funny, and you could use so many different jokes with this, like specifically tartar sauce on the face. I thought that was hilarious. Like this was very well worked, and you could work with it very well.
Thank you. I was actually really, before getting on stage, I was really, really proud of like all the work that we had, and like I was really excited to get out there. But that was like a really emotional night for me because obviously I had already been placed low for the runway and I've already been in the bottom a few times, even though I personally felt like it was an unfair choice that was made by the judges. I really like when Justin had his moment and like could not pick up on the jokes that we had laid out and like was not following the script. It wasn't that it was throwing me off, but like by the end, it was just like, you missed every setup for my joke and now I'm going to look awful. And if I go out there and go, this was all Justin's fault, I look even worse. So I was just I literally, when we got off stage, I told Justin like, I love you, but I cannot talk to you right now. And I really need some distance from you. So please just do not talk to me. It was a whole thing. I literally I just needed air because I was just like, really frustrated and really upset. And when we get to the eliminations, on my face, you can literally see that like I was not phased. I knew I was in the bottom, and I was the one, I thought I was going home. I told everyone goodbye. I literally was like, I love y'all. I had so much fun. It was really cool. And when we got on, and you'll say what happens for the rest of it, I was gagged. I really, really was like shocked.
Damn, so we'll be sending that clip to Justin as well, and we'll see how he feels about all of that.
I fully understand.
Talked about it. We've gotten over it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you were able to set them up, but they weren't able to set you up, and so I fully understand your frustrations with that.
Yeah.
Because that is this is literally a duet. Like this is a 2-part scene, and as much as you were able to captivate everybody at the beginning with your like, wow, I'm Oprah Winfrey, but I'm Makayala. He's able to take in that whole interview aspect and suck it away from you too. So I fully understand what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it happened, so we move on, I guess.
Bygones will be bygones.
We get to the scoring section, the final scores, and we find out that our top scores are a tie from Justin and Pepper. We find out that next up is Jessie Precious with 65 out of 80. However, the last 3, we don't actually ever find out their scores. Why, production? Why? You tell us the top 3 scores, but you don't tell us the bottom 3 scores? We don't get to find out how close this actually was?
Yeah.
So,
What's the
Miss
thesis?
Production Mama.
I feel like this is the Twitch stream that's gonna get us a call from the production being like, be careful.
I'm sorry, Robin.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, Robin.
But seriously, like, why didn't they show the bottom scores? Because, like, I was confused by that. I was like, wait.
Here I am, I'm ready to write down my scores on my little notes, on my little notepad, and then I just have 3 empty spots. Just nothing. Just goodbye, Jenna's gone, goodbye.
All
And
three
then it
of you
made the
going home.
justification for elimination, like, confusing, you know?
And especially when
At least
the
that's how I
bottom
felt.
3 were all like 1 point away from each other. Like, I want to
Exactly.
know what's going on.
Like,
Miss
did they maybe
Production
not
Mama.
say it to prevent people from being like, oh, they're obviously going home because they got the lowest score? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they wanted to send Makayala home, and they were like, let's just not.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't lose her fans. You can't do that now.
They're like, she's the only reason half the audience is watching. What are we gonna do?
You know
No.
what? They will not be back next season.
Anyway.
And
I'm just kidding,
with,
Robin. I'm kidding.
with 3 House of Harmonies left, like it was almost therefore written in stone that it was going to be a House of Harmony next. However, they didn't want to send Weeby home, and they're not going to send Makayala home. So unfortunately, the one that's left is the one that's been here, so she can go home.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
They're like, come back as a PA next season. Thanks so much.
yeah, it really gave, like, House of Harmony hasn't lost anyone, so we've got to, like, even it out. Like, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. I can't tell. I can't. You need to have me back when the season's done airing, and then we'll talk more about something. But I will say,
She's like, I'll spill the real tea.
I think I'm really like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm saying the right things before they actually like come for me. But okay. You know what? We need to have this again because I have some interesting thoughts and some things that I think like you'll really make like it'll all make sense.
Okay,
Sounds
I'm
good.
holding you to that. We will have you on again.
I promise
So-
you, I do not care what happens after the show. I will say everything.
It will be Call Me After Dark.
Yeah, the Call Me
Yeah.
After. So unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to Miss Jenna Sepa, the one who has been here for 1 season already, as someone in the back of the scenes, now being someone on the forefront. It was really nice to see this dichotomy of her like evolving and transitioning from season 1 to season 2. I will be upset to see her go. However, I kind of have to agree with what we've discussed. Like there are lots of elements that we've seen from Jenna Sepa, and now I just want to see more. And so this hopefully gives her the opportunity to reinvent, rethink, remove, reimagine, re-everything. So we can't wait to see what you pull out, je ne sais pas. And props to you, mama.
You were robbed.
And Weeby should have gone home.
Makayla said that.
Damn, every single week. Every week it's been like, we should have gone home.
Yeah, or Miss Butterfly.
Please,
Butterfly.
please.
Yeah, when we have you back, Makayla, we're gonna have to talk about Miss Butterfly because I'm not ready to talk about that on this season yet. Yeah, but yeah.
I'm so ready. I'm actually so excited for this whole moment.
Love it. Oh my god.
Do you have anything that either of you would like to plug? Any shows coming up? Your Instagram, your TikTok, your Hive, whatever you got. Let's start with you, Pheonix.
You can follow me on all social media platforms. It's Pheonix Black. I don't have a Hive. Maybe after the show, you might see me on, like, you know, OF or something like that. No.
She's the Gothy Kendall.
The Gothy Kendall, yes. And I might make some music soon, so stay tuned.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. Period.
And if you haven't already, go to Pheonix Black's Instagram and check out some of the work that they've already done. They've already released a little music video moment, so
Yes, it's iconic.
Follow me on Instagram at stony.mac. There's not a lot going on in my community in this winter, but after the new year is over, I'm going to be traveling around Canada and I'll be hitting up some of y'all, probably all of y'all. So check me out when I'm around.
I am Makayla Couture, Makayla.couture on all platforms, I'm pretty sure. I think on Twitter it's just Makayla Couture. And I have a lot of fun projects coming out, like a lot of really good stuff that I am not allowed to talk about, but I promise you I will. Once it's out, you guys are gonna fucking live and let's take over the world.
Yes, and you do have your show with Eve coming up, right? Only Trans?
I do. I have my show Only Trans coming up, so if you're in Toronto or coming to Toronto, please buy tickets. The show is on December 10th.
It's a freaking iconic cast, too.
it's
an
a really
amazing
good
cast.
like
Yeah.
if I was there in Toronto, I'd be going.
Yes,
It's a really good cast.
I'm really excited for it. It's the only one of its kind, so.
My name is Andrew Childs, also known as Drewbie_TV. This is Mira May.
I'm Mira May. You can find me at TheMiraMay on TikTok, Hive, Twitter, Instagram. I just posted a really cute photo shoot on Instagram, so go check her out. She's giving Marilyn Monroe. It's great.
And you can catch me, Drewbie_TV, on pretty much all socials, Twitch, Twitter, and newly on Hive, DrewbieTV. So say hi, stay tuned, and we will see you next week when we have some more iconic divas from Call Me Mother joining us. So goodbye.
Bye.